From this Lego Krusty Krab set that got rejected 3 times, to this Lego bike with working pedals and brakes. These are 20 insane ideas that Lego actually rejected. Up first is an entire overview of every color Lego's ever used made into a set. The set was created by Doc Brick on Lego Ideas, and the only reason they even did this was because Lego merged with Bricklink back in 2022. Bricklink is the easiest way to find and purchase anything Lego's ever made. Whether it's a set, a rare minifigure, or a random piece from a set you built 10 years ago, I guarantee you Bricklink has it. You might be wondering why someone would even bother making a set like this though. Well, it's because Lego actually uses very specific names for their colors, but most times, they'll use something more simple just to make it easier for the public. It's kind of like an encyclopedia, except way shorter and of course way cooler, since it's about Lego. This is one that Lego should have made for sure, but you won't believe some of the other rejections in this video, so make sure you watch all the way until the end. Up next is probably one of the funniest Lego jokes I've ever seen made into a set. We're all familiar with the brick separator, right? You know, that weird orange thing that you only use if you really have to. Well, someone took that concept and made this, the Lego emergency box set. Let's be honest, we're really only whipping this bad boy out if there's a dire emergency. So this set is spot on to real life. Maybe Lego thought it was a waste of money or something, but in my opinion, fans would have eaten this set up. I mean, how often do you see Lego making a joke set about themselves? If anything's a joke though, it's the amount of times Lego rejected a Taylor Swift Lover House set. Now, I'm not a Swiftie, so I don't really know what the hype is around this house. From what I can tell, she had been quote-unquote building rooms with different albums over the years, and an album she dropped in 2022 completed the house. And this sparked an entire movement in the Lego community. 4 different Lover House sets were submitted to Lego Ideas in November of that year, and it only took 4 days. 2 of them were even submitted on the exact same day, but unfortunately, it didn't matter to Lego how many people wanted it. They still rejected all of them anyway. This next rejection is actually more of a Lego secret. I heard that if you aren't subscribed to my channel, Lego won't let you buy anything from them, even if it's online, so make sure you subscribe. Anyways, this wouldn't be a video about rejected Lego ideas if I didn't talk about a classic movie not getting a spot on the shelves, and this time around, it's Shrek. Lego's rejected so many different sets based on popular TV shows and movies. So many, in fact, that I could probably make an entire video about it. So if you want me to make one, let me know down in the comments. About Shrek though, this one is actually just as embarrassing as the Lover House rejections. Since 2022, 3 different Shrek Swamp sets have reached 10,000 supporters on Lego Ideas, and one of them even got it twice in 1 year. But knowing Lego, no matter how many times a set gets enough supporters, if they won't budge, they won't budge. There might be some hope for us yet though. With Shrek 5 coming out later this year, there's a chance Lego finally collabs with them, but only if the movie is received really well. Even then though, it might end up like the Night at the Museum sets, designed by Nicholas Carlier. The first time he uploaded this set in 2022, it got 10,000 supporters in just 2 months. This really isn't that surprising though. If you ever watched Night at the Museum growing up, then you know that this movie is super good. After the first rejection, Carlier made it his mission to make the set way better and re-upload it to Lego Ideas. And 2 years later, he was back with a completely new design. Instead of making the inside of the museum with no ceiling or walls like he did the first time, he cut the museum in half. Now, I like the first design a lot more, to be honest, but either way, it doesn't matter. We already know what happened to that new and improved version. Usually rejections for movies like this are pretty obvious, but the fact that Lego rejected this Modular Heritage Museum set blows my mind. This set was made for the modular buildings theme, and just like that library from my second video on rejected ideas, this museum would fit perfectly in any Lego city. The modular buildings theme was made so that fans of Lego City could have an easier time building a city of their own, so every set that gets made for the theme goes a super long way. But I guess Lego and their fans are bound to disagree, and that definitely happened for this Lego Star Wars Jedi Council Chamber set. This build was put on Lego Ideas over 10 years ago, all the way back in 2015. Back then, Lego Ideas had a lot less members, but even then, the set still got 10,000 supporters in just 6 months, which is crazy. The only reason I can think that Lego would have wanted to reject this set was because they were about to release a bunch of sets for the Star Wars sequels that were coming out back then. The creator never resubmitted the set, but I have a funny feeling if they did, there'd be a big chance that Lego would change their mind this time around. One idea Lego is never changing their mind on though is a new and improved version of the Krusty Krab from SpongeBob. The first one came out all the way back in 2006, and the last time Lego even made a set for the theme in general was 2012. Now, even though the SpongeBob theme failed miserably in Lego's eyes, that isn't stopping fans from trying to get what they want. 3 different Krusty Krab sets have gotten 10,000 supporters and failed to review in the last 5 years, but 2 of them are from the same person. The first one was in 2020, the second one was in 2022, and the third one was that same one from 2022 re-uploaded in 2023. There have been 3 solid attempts made by LEGO fans, but I guess since the theme's retired, LEGO really has no desire to make it. But the problem with LEGO's desire to make sets is that it really just doesn't make sense sometimes. This is the Clockwork solar system set, and it would blow every LEGO space set LEGO's ever released out of the water. Made by Chris Orchard and Brent Waller, not only is this set extremely accurate to the actual solar system, but the planets even rotate around the sun using a singular Technic motor. It doesn't end there though. These guys even made sure the planets rotate at 99.8% accuracy relative to how they do in real life. They definitely move a lot faster, but that's still super sick. The only problem is that this set's been submitted and rejected 3 times in the last 4 years, so odds are we're never seeing it on the shelves. However, this next set is the exact opposite. Back in 2020, LEGO officially collabed with Ikea. LEGO collabing with stores is nothing new, but the one thing they didn't do with Ikea was make a mini version of a store. So a fan decided to make it themselves and post it on LEGO Ideas. It was uploaded 2 years after the collab, so it's not like LEGO didn't have the licensing. The only thing is that Ikea stores are huge, so the creator made it as a modular building instead of a giant warehouse, which was probably pretty smart. Even then though, the set still got rejected, which really is a shame. But it's nowhere near as sad as this LEGO Dr. Seuss set getting rejected. Dr. Seuss is one of the most famous children's book writers of all time, so theoretically, LEGO would have no problem making a set with them, right? Wrong. They probably only rejected it because they didn't have the licensing, but if there's any set they should have went out of their way to make, it's this one. You get to build 3 of the most famous Dr. Seuss books ever written, and instead of them opening up to pages, they reveal some of the most iconic parts from each story. It's definitely a little messy, but LEGO could easily help fix that. They must really not like fan-made Christmas sets though, because they also rejected this Claus Toys Toy Store set too. This is another set that looks like it's straight from the modular buildings theme. And honestly, it'd be really cool if LEGO started making Christmas sets as a sub-theme in modular buildings. This set would fit perfectly in a wintry LEGO snow town. With all the minifigures, the decorations on the store, and everything else, it's literally perfect. LEGO releases Christmas-themed sets all the time too. Like Santa's Post Office and the Alpine Lodge are both on the website right now. But I guess LEGO just can't be reasoned with sometimes, because they rejected one of the coolest sets in this whole video, a working LEGO bike. When I say working, I don't mean that it's big enough for you to get on and ride yourself. That's something only Nathan Sawaya could probably do. So while it may not be life-sized, it still functions just like a regular bike. The pedals make the wheels move, the handle brakes actually work, and there's even a nice little kickstand too. I have to say, my jaw literally dropped when I saw the bike chain moving so smoothly, but I guess LEGO has way higher standards than me. Because not only did they reject this bike, but they rejected this insane LEGO travel suitcase set. Now on the outside, it doesn't look like much, but once you open it, it reveals a beautiful landscape remade out of LEGO bricks. The person who made this set says that whenever they travel, they never forget what they saw, and they wanted to recreate that same feeling out of LEGO bricks. I'm not exactly sure where they went to inspire this build, but I can tell it was amazing. This is a rejection that I just can't understand, especially from a business perspective. Like, imagine the suitcase was dedicated to a certain city in the world, and when you opened it up, you saw that city remade out of bricks. LEGO could have done this for so many different cities, and I think fans would have loved it. That seems to be the case for a lot of rejected ideas though. The fans like something, but LEGO doesn't, so they decide not to make it. But what happens when LEGO makes something both the fans and LEGO like? Well, you clicked on the video, so I guess we already know the answer. But still, look at this set based on all the different types of bridges in the world. This falls right in line with the world of civil engineering, which is a world that LEGO's been a part of for a super long time. It's a known fact that engineers use LEGO bricks to test their bridges before making them in real life. So the fact that LEGO rejected a set that directly relates to them is insane. And it's not like LEGO isn't proud to be a part of the engineering world. There's an entire page on their website dedicated to it. So this really is one that I just can't understand. The next rejection is the University of Brickester set, and the architecture here is super sick. The builder took inspiration from different British universities and bundled them all into one. They said they really liked how some of these old buildings are expanded with modern architecture, like the York Theatre in England, and I have to agree, because it makes for a super cool looking LEGO set. It comes with 8 different minifigures, and the inside is just what you'd expect. There are a bunch of different classrooms and common areas, and of course, the architecture on the inside matches what it looks like on the outside, bringing it all together. Maybe LEGO just thinks old-looking stuff like this won't do well though, because they also rejected this antique cabinet set. Now, I've never cared about real antiques before, but LEGO antiques? Sign me up. This would definitely be a super sick decorative piece, but what I want to talk about is how funny the antiques in the cabinet are. The creator used a bunch of different LEGO pieces and color matched them to fit with the rest of the set, which I think is hilarious. It's just a bunch of random pieces, which, funnily enough, is pretty accurate to real antiques. Then, of course, there's the random armchair tying it all together. This isn't something that LEGO would typically release, so I kind of understand rejecting it, but it definitely has its audience. The final rejection I want to show you, though, is this insane ancient Greek temple set. This is another one that just makes no sense to me, because not only did the creator put a ton of effort into it, but it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for LEGO to release something like this. They just recently released the Great Pyramid of Giza set, and obviously it's supposed to be what the pyramids looked like when they were originally made. But do you see what I mean? The ancient Greek temple set is literally the same thing, just in a different country. Ancient Greece has some of the most beautiful architecture in all of history. Their temples are literally known for being some of the most well-made buildings ever, just like the pyramids of Giza. I really do feel bad for the person that made this, because this set definitely deserves to be on the shelves. What rejection would you want to see LEGO make though? Be sure to let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.